Well, let's talk about keeping the best. It seems that Nigeria has been keeping one of his very best basketball players, women's basketball players, out of the loop for quite a while. And ahead of the Olympic Games coming up in Paris in just a few days' time, Nigeria's women's national basketball team has qualified for the tournament once again, and we're being joined by three-time African champion, AfroBasket 2021 MVP, one of Nigeria's most talented, finest, I mean that literally and metaphorically, players. Join us now all the way from San Juan, Puerto Rico. We're being joined by former captain of the Tigers, Nigeria's women's national basketball team, Adora Elonu. It is an absolute honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much. It's been a while, Adora. Tell us, where have you been?
I've been many places. I've been in Nigeria. I've been in the U.S., currently in a U.S. territory, San Juan, visiting my brother, who also plays. So, yeah, I've been many places, but having a good time.
But honestly, we have missed you from the starting line, from the roster of the Tigers, the women's national basketball team. I do know that a lot of things went down in 2022. We do have to talk about the elephant in the room, the former coach being released, a new coach being brought in, basketball being banned in Nigeria, you and your colleagues speaking up about women, for the rights of women's basketballers and the Nigerian women's basketball team. Do you think you've been unfairly made a scapegoat for the things that happened then? Because I can find no reason why you and some of the other players have not been called up to the Nigerian national team since then.
Well, we can't say for certain, but it doesn't sound too far for what could possibly be the case. There's not so much we can do about, certain things besides, I think, what we've done, which is try to speak up or just ask for things that we feel like should be given. Just as you guys have been talking about in the show, there's just so many organizational issues that don't really put the players in mind, and it's to the detriment of some of the players. So I think those are the things that still are needing to be addressed. And that is what, some of the players did try to speak out about. And unfortunately, it didn't really shake or move things in a positive manner. But, the women are still doing very well. The team is still doing outstanding. So that is a big positive.
Well, speaking about the women itself and, of course, the NBBF, have you heard from the NBBF hierarchy? Have you even heard from new coach Rena Wakama? Has she called you?
No, but we spoke before the AfroBasket, and sending her good wishes, wishing her the best, as well as the team. Speaking to some of the players. But as far as the NBBF, like the board, no, we haven't had any communication.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Nigeria's going to the Olympic Games in just a few days. It's a tough ask. It's a tough ask. And knowing the fact that we still have pretty much the most talented and the best team on the continent, looking at, this Olympic Games, is it possible, in your opinion, in your wildest dream, that Nigeria can make some kind of a dent on Olympic basketball in Paris?
Yes, I think it's possible. Faith is really the only thing you kind of need when you're an athlete. Of course, talent is very important, but if you have faith in the belief that you can do anything, then anything can be possible. I think also the dynamics of how basketball has been going internationally for women, especially, there are going to be opportunities to strike and to be very cemented in the international scene. And I think for the past years we have been growing. And this is just another opportunity to actually, make an impact, something that we weren't able to do 4 years ago, even though we had a very strong core and base. We just have to keep, pushing. There will be a moment where we're able to really break through.
But I have to ask you, what is it like being an Olympian? It's a title, or it's something that very few people ever get to experience. And you did that. Also, not only did that, you're also captain of the Nigerian national team. What is it like being an Olympian, being at the Olympic Games, representing your country?
It feels amazing. I think now that I'm kind of still in the moment of it, even though it was the past, I don't think I will fully get to understand the significance of it, the big moment of it, until maybe, 20, 30, 40 years, that I can kind of speak back on it and say, wow, I really was able to do that, with a group of ladies for my country. So right now it's just kind of one of those things like, wow, like I'm an Olympian. It's a big thing even saying to other people, but I don't think I'll fully get to understand the significance of it until much later on.
Okay. Guys, you want to ask Adara a question?
All right, so Adara, you've always been known as that silent ammunition for the Nigerians, the Tigress. And we did see that with you picking that MVP in 2021 in the AfroBasket. Great one from you. But I would really like to know, Adora, would you say, with us not seeing you at the AfroBasket, not seeing you with the Tigress for a long time, will you say you've officially, called time with the team?
Would I say officially what? Sorry, I didn't hear
You've
the last
called
part.
time with the team.
Called time.
Oh, basically, she's asking, have you retired from international basketball? Have you called time?
I've never really made anything official. I'll always leave any opportunity open. And I think that's the only place I can leave it, just because anything can happen, right? So I haven't officially said I'm done with it, but at this point, I'm just more so supporting the ladies and the players that are playing for the team right now.
All right, Adara, very quickly, we've seen some of your philanthropic works with the girl child.
Your ADA Foundation, especially. Yeah,
exactly. So, what's the motivation behind that, and what are your long-term goals with such endeavors?
With it. Okay, yeah, the DAF Foundation, All Dreams Achieved. My motivation of it was encouraging girls, specifically in Nigeria, to start up basketball. I had my elder brothers to look up to and to start and play, but also playing with the national team and seeing how some of the little girls that were able to watch us practice when we did our training camp in Lagos. It was, I don't know, it was one of those things where you just feel like you could do something. Even thinking about, okay, how can we start up the youth age teams for the national team so that they can grow into playing for the senior team. And so I just kind of found a passion with starting kind of from the bottom up, growing that passion with not just the youth, but also their parents, because they're a big part in allowing their children to succeed and live out their dreams that they have. And then I just got assistance from my family, some of the board members, some people in Enugu that helped me to form my first camp that I hosted there. And it's been pretty good. I've had a lot of people reaching out, a lot of parents with many questions, just to see how their daughters or even sons can participate or to start playing basketball. Unfortunately, but fortunately, I'm doing it only for girls at the moment. But I still also get a lot of feedback from parents that want their young males or boys to also play. Okay. But a lot of it is just service, having a heart for service, and starting with a passion that I have. But I also reach out into the community, to the schools, and health-wise, and help in those areas as well.
Okay, that's absolutely brilliant. I think he has one last question for you.
Yes, please. I know Nigeria will have to face France, Australia, Canada. I would love to know, which of the teams do you think will give Nigeria a run for their money?
Maybe France, just because the last time when we played, it was an amazing victory for us. Initially, it was one of our games that we had marked down that we wanted to get like a lick back, which we did in the World Cup qualifiers. For the World Cup qualifiers. And I think that game might, have a little spice to it.
Okay. Well, the good thing about Australia is that this time around they'll have no Liz Cambage to do any kind of damage, thankfully for that. So that's a good thing for us. But Adara Olonu, thank you so much for joining us. I don't know about these guys here, but for me personally, I would like to see you back in the Nigerian national team sometime pretty soon, because I still believe you have quite a lot to give to this country and much more. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Okay.